over 10 years ago, he had an exhibit called Dismaland, and it's kind of his way of mocking Disneyland. This is one of 3 that he's made. This on the market, 6 figures. So it's like, it's an expensive toy, you know? PSA 10 Ronaldo rookie.
Oh, wow, that's a beauty. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into Mantel Quality Stories, right here promoting Mantel. We've got Steve in on the show, one of the biggest collectors in the world. Steve, your collection is so wide-ranging. I'm excited to see the 5 items you have picked today.
The first thing that you see when you come to my house. So my house is called Aoki's Playhouse. It very much is a playhouse. You know, I have a foam pit, I have a trampoline, I have like this jump into this 16-foot deep pool. I have a crazy studio where I work with a lot of great artists. I have like this, like 5 cold plunges here, 2 gyms. I mean, it's just a lot of fun here. And I need art in my house to kind of resemble that nature. And one of my favorite artists of all time is Bansky. And over 10 years ago, he had an exhibit called Dismaland, and it's kind of his way of mocking Disneyland. I got a piece from that exhibit directly from his company, Pest Control. It's the first thing you see in the house. It's like stunning. Everyone just stops and goes, "What is that?"
Oh,
here it is.
Man.
Here it is. This is one of 3 that he's made. The other 2, they look different, but they're the same kind of mold. So you have like, you know, obviously Mickey Mouse getting swallowed up by this python. You have Banksy's inscription at the back of the tail.
Wow.
And I built this, it's kind of like snake den because people would touch it and they don't realize it's a Banksy. And I'm like, no one can touch this piece. It's too valuable.
What does the inscription say on the end?
It just says his name, Banksy.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's not really a inscription. It's just his autograph. So
it's such a crazy piece. If I was walking around in the middle of the night, I might think that was a real snake.
Especially with this like snake den, you know, you're like, okay, the snake just ate this 3-foot mouse that looks like Mickey Mouse.
For my first item, I have quite a few, but I pulled out a couple. I think I told you these. The original artwork for SpongeBob. I pulled a couple of them out to show you. These are some of the larger ones. This is obviously his bedroom from the first season. This is the carnival from the first season.
That's
the Valentine's Day episode.
That's sick.
And here's the third one. This is the only night shot of Patrick's Rock from the first season.
Wow.
I love that stuff. It's not amazing. It's not quite Banksy, but it's probably been seen by about the same people.
yeah, exactly. And it's like part of culture. Everyone like grew up or has been influenced or heard of SpongeBob and the whole like world of SpongeBob. So that's actually pretty cool.
Totally. I tell people all the time, it's the most frequently used memes on the internet.
Yeah, it is. Definitely. Okay, so we're going to step foot into a fully enclosed, carpeted toy room. Talking head to toe, floor to ceiling, all the walls, all carpet. So just to really get the vibe.
Whoa.
Aoki's Playhouse. You know, you get it's all about an immersive experience, you know, like super furry. The floor is just like, oh, it's like so super soft. Just you can sleep in here. You can actually record vocals in here. It's like amazing chamber for vocals because it just sucks in, like the sound doesn't echo. So yeah, this is the Aoki's Playhouse toy room with some, my favorite toys. And the piece I want to show you is this one right here. So this is a Cause painting. Originally this room was a Cause room. Is it my room dedicated to one of my favorite artists? And I started collecting these big, I think these are 4-footers. And then I was like, I got to go big. I want I have some other Cause paintings up here. The Kimpsons, he's like really into circular paintings like that. Oh, hey, SpongeBob.
Hey,
Yeah, SpongeBob cause. So there's some synchronicity there, but this piece right here is, out of all the art pieces I own, this is my favorite. I'm actually going to take it out of this room and put it into a different room so it gets more like focus. But I originally wanted it in this room because this is my dedication to one of my favorite artists, Brian Cause. He's just, you know, I like love what he's done with culture, and I love this piece.
what do you love so much about Cause? Just the impact on culture?
Yeah, impact on culture, his art style, his collaborations he's done with different artists, and how he's, you know, his own DNA, what he's done with the collabs, have always like struck a chord with me. Um, I think that's an interesting note when I really break down like why I love certain artists. When artists work with artists you like, and they start consistently work with other artists that you like, and they have a great curative approach to who and why they work with these artists. And like by the sixth artist, I'm like, I love every single artist they work with, and I highly respect those artists, and those artists respect my, like, an artist I'm just growing to love. And then you see friends that you respect, and you're like, you love them too, and you are spending serious coin on, buying pieces like this. I mean, this on the market is like, six figures. So it's
Wow.
like, it's an expensive toy.
Very.
I sold one at the peak for 250 grand. I sold one of
Whoa.
my four. I had four of them earlier. This was a big cost to me. This is a multi-million dollar piece. So I spent a lot of money on that when it finally got to the point where I could actually spend some serious money on art. I
You've
was
done
like,
really
I
well.
will spend money on costs. Yeah.
Yeah, you've done really well in your Cause collection.
Thank you. Thank you.
This is the highest
Okay.
Abraham Lincoln signature in the world.
Damn.
It's the only 10 that I know of, and it's a
Well,
full name. If you hold it
so
up to the light
yeah,
in the right way, you can actually still see the red on the stamp, uh, because this was an official document that declared or appointed the Postmaster General of the U.S. back in 65. So there you go,
that's insane.
Mr. Abraham Lincoln.
That's awesome. And it's a 10. That's crazy. We're in my library. The ceiling's pretty cool. I did a watercolor up on the ceiling. Then I put these
Wow.
big trusses there. But anyways, so this is the library. It's just my friend. He likes to sit and read, and hang out in here. He's actually a chair. He's actually a chair. So people get like,
So
get
ridiculous.
cozy in here. They can chill with my clone. Um, so yeah, so this is my library. You got books. You got like all my awards and stuff. And some like memorabilia, books, and vinyl. And going to this area right here is like kind of like my 12-inch setup. I got my turntables here and more art. And what I'm going to show you is this right here. So this is all vinyl.
Mhm.
And like, what got me into collecting was what really got me into collecting was when I started collecting um records when I was a kid, when I was a teenager. And I would collect certain labels, and I would follow that label, and I was every single time the label released the next release, it didn't matter what the band was. I needed to get like the first pressing, um or the test pressings if possible, because test pressings, they only make like 10 or 20 of them, and things like that. So I follow like certain labels. Like one label I followed to the T was Revelation Records, and they had all my favorite hardcore bands. And my favorite band, that I ended up getting a tattoo on my back. It's the only band I have on my back. Is Gorilla Biscuits. So this record right here had a special encasing, and I'm going to show you. Uh, is I'm gonna show you two, so you can see like two different kinds of encasings. So it's a grading company that I actually founded called Audio Media Grading, and it's all about preserving the legacy of music, and treating it as a collectible, as an alternative asset.
Yep.
And some of these records I just don't want to touch because they're first pressings and they're really rare. And I'll buy a a later remastered pressing if I want to play the vinyl. But like the grails, you want to keep in pristine condition, just as you do with everything else. So this right here is a record I actually bought when I was in high school.
Wow.
And and the fact that it's actually an AMG 7 is pretty awesome. I kept it in pretty good condition, but it has all the information here, like marble purple vinyl, embossed cover. I remember the first pressing was embossed, so that was a big deal. Like whenever you saw, like when it wasn't embossed, you're like, I got that first pressing. And it gives as much detail as you can right here, and it says it's part of the Steve Aoki collection. Purple
Cool.
vinyl, it shows both, which I love about these encasings, and you get to see more of the information on the back.
That's some
And
fun
what audio?
artwork. That's really
Yeah,
cool.
and then the audio, this is what an audio media grading, what the typical encapsulations look like this. And this is like the 25th anniversary limited edition of 1,000. So they reissued this, and I wanted to get this. I got two of these. So I got one to encase and one to just have in the next to my turntables if I want to hear some hardcore. But like
Thank
even
you.
like it says hi Steve from Jordan. That's like the owner of Revelation Records. So that's actually pretty cool.
I love
But yeah, so
I love the
there you
little
go.
evolution on the front, the little
Yeah.
the human evolving. That's really cool. Love it. And you've got some Murakami on the wall up there.
Yeah. So if we're gonna get into that, so this is a Doraemon Murakami I bought from his Kaikai Kiki gallery pre-COVID 2019. And this is a really special piece. This is a Virgil Abloh off-white Murakami collab, one of
Wow.
one. I
Wow.
thought there was two made, and I showed this to Takashi Murakami when I was in Japan in January. He said, I only made one of these. This is like, which is insane that there's only one of these. It says Murakami Abloh on the side. And
Whoa.
yeah, and I actually, when I got these pieces, I only got flour at first, and I was looking for power because someone else owned it, and I had to like pay extra just to get that power so I can get like both pieces.
Oh,
But
it's so cool.
yeah, so this is incredible for the collection because I love Virgil personally. He was a friend of mine, and what he's done with culture, what he's done with design, what he's done with fashion, and what Takashi's done is just incredible. So I just love this kind of wall of Murakami art.
Cool. Yeah, Murakami's been always been my favorite artist for, since I can remember. Just
Yeah,
the colors are just second to none. I
yeah,
mean, what you have
yeah.
a relationship with him. What's he like?
He's a really kind guy. He's very generous with his time, which I'm so grateful for. He's always been very, very nice and just a really fun guy. One of the most interesting things I remember when I went to see him at his studio, and he was preparing for his big Kyoto show, and he just had like this insane show. So it was like his studio was like all his people working on the art were there. Like it was just like a lot. By the way, the studio is massive. It's this massive warehouse with like 40-foot ceilings. It's pretty big. But we walked by his desk, and his desk is alongside all these other desks, which I thought was interesting. And then I turn around, and there's a room, and with books everywhere. There's like art, all kinds of stuff everywhere. And then there was this box in the corner, and it looked like a wooden box, and there was like a slit to like enter. And he's like, "Oh yeah, what? I know what you're looking at. That's where I sleep." So it's like just room for one, and he sleeps there because he's so focused on his art that when he's in that art mode of just like finishing for a gallery, he sleeps there and he just gets right back to the grind. And it's so incredible to see someone so accomplished, someone that's worked with the biggest heavyweights of culture and fashion and art, and he just lives and breathes and bleeds his craft. Like it's just actually just it's like I was just floored. I was absolutely floored by that. He really he truly is just like living and like bleeding his art.
That's really inspiring. I've never heard about him doing that.
Yeah. I think there's like something he might have posted on like somewhere that but I never saw that either. Yeah, I mean, I got to sleep in there too. He like, I have a picture of me inside his bed. It was pretty funny.
He's done everything. It's amazing that he just wants to keep producing. And that's sort of the beautiful thing about art compared to things like sports, where you can, if you're an artist, you can do it for 100 years. Like there's
Yeah.
nothing stopping you. And I think
Yeah.
he definitely embodies that.
Can I show something else like that's not in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
top five?
Yeah, yeah.
So there's a couple of cool pieces like you're showing the Abraham Lincoln. Like this is like cool. So I like in here, I'm kind of trying to segment all the different graded stuff in different rooms that make sense with, with where the collectible should belong. And in this room, I have like I bought this Neil Armstrong cut, uh, just because, um, after I found out that I was on the Deer Moon project of people that um were asked to go to the moon. I was like, I gotta get some Neil Armstrong stuff,
Yeah,
just to
what's
follow
the
that.
story with that, by the way? Are you going to the moon?
Yeah, so like it was supposed to happen, I think, before 2024. That's what I understand what the Deer Moon project was slated for with SpaceX. So now I don't know any details. As far as I know, it's really in Deer Moon's hands and SpaceX's hands. But up until this point, I did like rigorous testing for this, and had like just like a lot of different like steps that you need to do to get to the position where you're going to step foot on a spacecraft. So there's a lot more testing you need to do. There's a lot more like schooling you need to do. So I'm just kind of waiting for them to let us know what's going on.
I hope that happens. I hope you DJ on the moon.
Yeah, that would be pretty sick. This is cool. I mean, this isn't part of anything, but this is the Nirvana ticket. That Kurt Cobain's show. This is the actual ticket. It's a PSA 5. Um, of unfortunately when he passed away, that was the show he was supposed to play. So that's big Kurt Cobain fan.
Here, I'll give you a quick music ticket. Gotta have a
Yeah,
Woodstock all 3 day, 10 grade. I
sick.
I mean, would have loved to have been there.
Yeah, that's sick. Here's something else too. Like, so I was in this movie called Senior Year, and I got this all signed by the cast. So it's pretty cool. I got the script. It's a script cover of Senior Year. It's like more personal. It's got my name on there. Like where like every script has their name on each different actor that's in a movie. So it can't be like given out or anything like that. But it's cool to have all the names on there and stuff like that.
Love it. All
Yeah.
right, I'll show you one more
Okay.
here. One of the things I've gotten into collecting recently, and this is like a totally personal thing. It's probably the only category of stuff that I collect that I would never sell. And it's people that I respect who wrote books that then signed them for me or sent them to me.
Yeah.
And this is a special one because about 3 months before Kobe passed, he had sent me this book, and he signed it, or someone on his team did. So this is a permanent edition of the collection.
That's crazy.
And
That's
crazy enough,
pretty wild.
here's another one. I've shown this on a different episode. About a month or 2 months before Charlie Munger died, friends of mine were with him and told him that I was a great admirer of his. And
Yeah.
he thought it was the funniest thing that a 23-year-old was that liked him. And then he signed something for me as well. But yeah, there's just something really special about a book because it's all of their work and thoughts and
Yeah.
knowledge.
Absolutely.
So
I
I love
I
personalized books.
I have a Kobe story. I was shooting for an episode of Ridiculousness, and when they shoot Ridiculousness or these kinds of shows, they're shooting multiple episodes a day, so they can knock out like a season of tons and tons of episodes in a few weeks. And my episode was shooting before Kobe's episode.
I remember when he did that.
Yeah. So yeah, it was really cool. So I shot my episode, and they're like, Kobe's here to shoot his episode. I'm like, holy shit! Like, can I meet him? And Kobe totally was cool with it. So we did an Aoki jump, and like one of the coolest things for me is that he knew who I was. He's like, yo man, like I see you throw the cake, or he says something like that, where he just knew like something about me, which was like I just couldn't believe he even knew who I was. And he's like, we got to get you signed to Nike. I just thought that was like the coolest thing ever. And we did the Aoki jump. I posted that up. It's like so legendary that we did the Aoki jump together.
Oh, that's so cool.
It just blows my mind. Yeah.
Wow, that is awesome.
Yeah.
I got one more here to show. This is
Yeah.
a few of the obviously uncut sheets from '96. So you got Allen Iverson, Steve Nash, Kobe, and there was a lot in an auction, and it was severely mispriced because they incorrectly labeled how many there were. The auction listing made it look like it was one, but it was actually many. So I swept in there.
Oh man, that's like the best case scenario, whenever you have the opportunity to get in, when people like just take that they just like forget about it,
Yeah, and when things are miswritten, I remember there was one SpongeBob piece that I bought that I probably would have paid $20,000 for, and I got it for 400.
Oh my God.
Like,
that's so sick.
It was just wrongly labeled. It was an iconic scene, and it was literally put up there as like trash.
Yeah. I might as well show you some more, since we're in this room of other stuff.
Yeah, let's do it.
So like I have some other stuff here, obviously, like audio media grading more. They do CDs as well, so it's really cool they do that. For my music video with Paris Hilton, this is the cassette tape that we actually use as a prop. And my favorite Marvel character is Wolverine. So like this is nothing too crazy here. It's just anytime I have like a Marvel, anytime I have anything Wolverine, I'm like already gonna be slabbing it up. I'm gonna be putting it up. And then I got this. This is actually very cool. This is Dan Dos Santos, the 2022 Marvel Masterpieces. This is the original artwork that they used for the for the card. So this is like
that's
the
cool.
actual original artwork that I was lucky enough to purchase and have the access to buy, because I go heavy on Marvel cards. I have a pretty insane Marvel card collection.
The original artwork and the fact that it's one of one is so much cooler than having like even a couple of the cards.
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%. Okay.
You have the most insane collection display we've ever seen on this show.
Well, luckily I have a big enough house where I can like be able to present things in a certain way where it's not like crowded, because I built this home in 2013. I mean, it's a big home. It's 16,000 square feet. So it's a lot to work with.
Big home. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like I worked my butt off to get here, and I'm just trying to make my house as fun as possible. So my friends that come by, the people that I could share this with that are important to me, can see it or be introduced to like all the different fun flexibility, of all of these interesting things.
It's amazing. If it's 1,600 square feet, that means you could fit 2,600 of you in there.
Yeah, 16,000 square feet. It's a lot.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
2,600 full-size Steve replicas.
Oh God, that would be very, very terrifying.
Oh man, so cool.
Oh yeah, so I gotta shout out my book too. This is my brand new book that I just dropped. It's 50,000 words. It's a graphic novel more than a comic book. And it's similar to manga in the fact that it's 250 pages. it's a lot more depth because I wanted to really tell more of the story, and you can't do that in a comic book style fashion unless you do like 20 comics or 40 comics. So spent last year and change writing this with Jim Kruger, who's an Eisner Award writer for a lot of incredible stories in Marvel and DC. And we got together and finished the book one, which came out in the collector's edition. Actually, I'm wearing a t-shirt. This is exclusive merch that you can redeem with
Hey,
the Hero card.
I just
From
got a lot of the cards in the mail. They're awesome.
Oh yeah, good. Yeah, we should do unboxing together.
Totally.
Yeah, whenever you want, let's do that together because I could go through the chases and stuff.
Love it.
Um, so the last thing I want to share with you is some Grail cards. I know like it's 5, and we kind of just like
It's
winged
okay.
it.
Nobody's gonna complain about the rules being broken here.
Okay, so these are just some Grail pieces that I have in my collection. Some of which everyone knows about. If when you know about me as a card collector, you know these specific cards because I always bring it up, and it's like kind of the first kind of things people know like I own. But then there's some in here that I have yet to even talk about or discuss, and they're like sought after pieces. So I'm excited
Mantle
to share that.
exclusive. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to share the exclusive here with you. Yeah, this is a special card. I think you're gonna really, really love seeing this card. There's only 103 as far as I know, as far as what Shine 150s told me. Um, so this is a special card for people that love these 3 basketball players, the GOATs, the 3 basketball GOATs,
Okay.
as a triple auto. Um, 2007 Upper Deck Black, Kobe, MJ, and LeBron, number to 15.
That's a
And
beauty.
yeah, so it's the fact that it's like a triple auto on card is so crazy. It's just so crazy. It's on card, and I think I know I think the number's correct. What shines something like 100, like a little over 100 of these exist card types where they
And
all are triple autos.
because Upper Deck lost the NBA license, I think a year or two after that card was made, that could be one of the last couple that were ever done.
Yeah. So this one is this is a very very special card. Um, I'm gonna shout out Shine because he knew I've always wanted like this is one of the main Grail cards I wanted to get, and this is from his collection.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
I don't know where he got it from, but like Shine, at least he knows so much of the history of Provenance, all the details. So I could always go back to him.
yeah.
If I ever want to sell this card, I can always like he's always like, I'll always buy it back from you. Because these cards are so extremely rare and scarce and sought after. So
Wow.
there's
That is,
that's the main thing I wanted to share with you, but I want to kind of go through a couple of these other ones that are really big.
I mean,
So
that's a crazy card to think about because when you think, so that was signed by someone first, I guess we'll never know who, and then it was brought to the next guy, brought to the next guy. They wouldn't have ever been in the same place in 2007. So that's
yeah,
special.
yeah, I just think it's crazy. Okay, so next up, the 2 soccer goats. I went in big on these cards during the hype, so I spent a lot of money. We're gonna first start off with this one, which I got lucky. I got this on eBay before the hype of this card really went up. I was lucky enough to get it for 50 grand, even during the hype. I think it's 2020, end of 2020. I got this card. PSA 10 Ronaldo rookie.
Oh, wow. That's a beauty.
Yeah,
Very
so this one is pop 30. This is a base card, and like back then these cards were not much, um, but the fact is like it's very difficult to get a gem mint out of like the set like that Panini Sports set. So I got the Aoki collection tag on there, which is kind of cool. But
very
so Ronaldo, and then this one I spent a lot. I spent 400 grand on this PSA 10. Like I missed my chance to get the Messi when I bought that Ronaldo for 50. I stopped at 70. It went to 110, and I missed my opportunity to buy it at that auction, and I kept on trying to get it, and then it just went up from 110 to 200 to 300, and then I just sucked my teeth in at 400, and now it's dropped, I think, to like whatever it is, 250, 300, something like that. But top 20, of Messi rookie.
Wow. Very
Um,
cool. Those are some
I'll
big
go through,
time cards.
yeah, I'll go through some other ones everyone knows, have to get
Yep.
this one. So I have one of these. I got this for 90K, which
Oh,
is incredible. It's like before the craziness. So before 2021, end of 2020, I got this. I got two of these, and they, so this is another monster card I got during the COVID hype. Spent a lot of money on this one. BGS 7.5, only 100 made of these. You know, these cards dropped drastically, so the price of what I paid is, unfortunately not anywhere near where it's at in the market now. But I mean, I have a pretty sick Brady collection, but this is probably one of the most expensive cards I ever bought.
it's a beautiful card.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna get into some other things. So I like to get the goats of everything. So I got the Alpha Black Lotus. I had to get one of these.
Huge card. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a massive card, only 1,100 or presumably made. And I wanted to get the goat of Magic. I don't have that many Magic cards, but I had to get the Alpha and the Beta, and it didn't matter the grade, honestly. I just want to get this one. So there's that. So Marvel, I talked about Marvel, how I collect a lot of big Marvel cards. The to me, the goat of all Marvel cards is this one right here.
Oh yeah, it's a great card.
Yeah. So this is, like only to 10 copies.
And that's
It's 8 to
2013 was the
10.
first year.
In 2013, it was the first year of PMGs, and they didn't do any one-on-ones. So, and Spider-Man is a Jordan of Marvel.
Mhm.
And so this is the number one. I mean, there is a 2017 101 of Spider-Man, but
Yep.
I think that like this wins as far as like the provenance and legacy of
Really
PMG
cool.
Marvels. And I
Wow.
got this in auction for like, I think golden. I got it like before the craziness at like $27,000. And then
That
this
was
eventually sold. Yeah, it sold raw for like 250 or 300 grand.
well, that turned out to be a good buy.
Yeah. And the interesting thing is that number 8 of 10, it was a PSA 10 at one point. A PSA 10, and this is like, you could chalk this up as rumor because I don't have the exact story. So this could be rumor, but this was a PSA 10, and the person cracked it out to put it in a Beckett slab to try to get a Beckett 10 or something. And it didn't, it was um it didn't grade well in Beckett or something. I forgot if I got it raw or if I got
So
it
then
if it was a
they tried to
Beckett.
switch it back.
I think it was a Beckett 9. And then I was like, no, I need this in a PSA. So then I cracked that out, and I got this. I got it at 8.5, but originally it was a PSA 10. So that's a crazy story.
That is a crazy story. Wow.
Um, Here we go. Here's some interesting ones. I think a lot of people will, we talk about culture. Gotta get this one.
Love
You
that
know,
set.
yeah.
Beautiful.
It's to 400. It's just the OG Matt Groening sketch, and
Yep, you got a 10
it's
on it.
Gem 10. It's just
Yep.
awesome. This is the
I know
this is the
exactly what
redemption
that
card.
is.
Yeah,
Yep.
the redemption card to get that card. So now I have both, which I think is really cool.
And
So
the redemption is unfilled.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's really, really special. Very rare.
This redemption was actually cost more than this when I
Yep.
bought it, because
Yep.
like not many of these you see service, and it's a Gem 10.
Yeah, I mean, think
All
about
right.
it, right? Who wouldn't fill that out and redeem their card?
Okay, I'm gonna get into UFC, which is my favorite sport to watch, and I really follow it pretty closely. I'm gonna go to my favorite one of my favorite fighters. I have a few favorite fighters, but one that I absolutely just love so much, and I collect. I'm a heavy collector. I have to say, I think I have. I'm gonna just say this right now, that I think I am the number one collector of his cards. of as far as Grail cards. So here we go. Sean O'Malley, Black Prism 101. And out of all the Sean O'Malley cards I'm showing, the reason why I'm showing this one is that to me, the 2021 Prism set is the most important set to me. As far as UFC is, I mean, I love the early top stuff, but when it comes to like UFC, I just love that UFC Prism set, the 2021 set in particular. So I got this card like right when I had the opportunity. I saw it on bin, bought it for 18 grand. This is like right around 2021.
Eagle on the
2022.
bottom. That's really cool.
So I got the full rainbow now, which is to me important. 101.
Sick.
Okay, so I never actually showed this card. The PWCC did like most expensive UFC card ever sold when this came up. And I told, like, they're like, do you want us to disclose you? I said, no, I want to just keep this in the trove, not let anyone know. Now I'm going to share it with everyone that I own this card. This was back in 2022 or 2021, like whatever. I
Drum
forgot when.
roll.
That's right. So finally I get to share it with everyone. There's definitely some higher piece cards, I'm sure, UFC, but here we go.
Whoa, that's a big one.
Yeah. So
That's a big one.
it could be Black Prism 101 auto.
No.
Got the full rainbow of that as well. So that was a big purchase. I think that was like a 55K purchase.
Where you got it in auction?
I got it at PWCC.
Very
PWCC
cool.
auction.
Very, very cool. That's an awesome card. Probably the GOAT.
Okay. This is another card. I spent actually more than that. I never disclosed that I have this card. I never told the story about this card. I definitely overpaid. And the guy was a bit like weird, and I don't like how he sold it to me, because he told me like, yo, I'm getting offers that are in the mid 100,000s, and I
Wasn't
just
true.
like, like I never felt good about this purchase, but he's like, honestly, he's my favorite. Like Sugar Sean O'Malley is my favorite. He's my favorite American fighter. I'll put it that way. And this fighter is like, I just like, I'm obsessed with him. Like I love his style. I think he's unbeatable. And this one I spent 60K on. And yeah, people are gonna be like, holy shit. Like there's never been, we could say and disclose that this has to be the most expensive purchase for a Khamzat Chimaev card. It's the first auto of, it's not even a rookie, but it was his second year, but first auto Black Prism.
That's really cool. Crazy.
Yeah.
You've got a great UFC collection.
I'm trying to get the goats of all these different cards. So this one next is to me the goat of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh, yeah.
Blue Eyes White
Yeah.
Dragon first edition.
That's
PSA
the
10.
card. That's the one.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is like, to me, like the number one goat. And then I think this is also extremely rare find as far as Yu-Gi-Oh is concerned. The Cyber Science, the Shonen Jump Champ Series PSA 10. There's a very low pop of this one.
Cool.
Okay, let's get into Fortnite. Just have one card to show you here. Black Knight. He's the Charizard.
You're like Thanos collecting the best of every category.
Literally feel this way, yeah. So I had to get the Crystal Shard. I got this like a while back. I actually own two of these. Let's go into, okay, I think it's important to show one of the most important TC, like just anime IPs of all time. Is Dragon Ball. So Dragon Ball, these are coveted championship final gold. These are like actual like metal cards. And for any like Dragon Ball or Pokemon or any TCG, you want to get the cards that are the promo cards. Those end up being very expensive because you can't get them in boxes. These were the championship finals cards from 2019. So these are coveted in the Dragon Ball collectors. So I got these ones, and I also have the paper ones And the paper ones are actually really difficult, even though they're not metal. They're actually worth a lot. So I got the whole set, but I'm showing you just these ones.
What was the original population?
It's only for the finals. I don't know that information off the top of my head. But that is something that's like something someone can fact check because it's out there.
Very cool.
Following that, this is kind of like the GOAT card for Dragon Ball.
That's awesome.
You know, the Goku Awakened Power PSA 10. That's like it's like the Charizard for sure.
I mean, that artwork is just so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is a great card to have. These are the new like to show. These are kind of like the new Dragon Ball Chase cards that everyone is trying to get. You have this one, got them both in BGS 10, which is cool. Got the Peace Resolution, Goku, and I got the Awakened Pulse Goku. So these ones are like the big chases to pull now. These are all 2023 and 2024.
And you got Beckett 10s on those. That's
Yeah.
tough grade.
Well, I got this. I bought this raw and it graded Beckett 10, which is sick.
Wow. Crazy.
Yeah, I bought this as a Beckett 10 already. And then you can't forget when you talk about toy animation, you can't forget about One Piece. So One Piece here, uh, this is One Piece OPO5. And this is the main chase, which is Gear 5 Luffy. And to me, he's my favorite version of Luffy. He's my favorite level of Luffy. So if you follow One Piece, Luffy can transform into different forms, and Gear 5 is like the coolest form where he has like white hair. He's just like mega powerful and really cool. So that's just cool to have. It's like the main chase for OPO5, and this is a really really insane card. I spent a
You
lot
got
of
a
money.
black label?
A black label. Actually, I graded and got black label. I bought these raw, and I'm gonna tell this to people now because they're like, "Holy shit, you went in big." I bought these raw for $12,000 a piece, from actual winners, because I just love One Piece, and I was like, I want like these. There's only like I don't know for this particular set for the championship qualifier top. What does it say? Top 16 promo. The Zoro cards like this, the championship Zoro cards that are Japanese. Um, they don't know the exact count, but it's like I think assumedly it's like around 40 to 40 to 80 cards or something like that made because there's only so many championships around Asia because there's only the Asian championship cards. But I spent a lot of money. They did decrease in value, but um, I bought a lot of these. So I went in and luckily this one did the Beckett 10. All right,
Wow.
this one's really special. This is a One Piece card for One Piece Film Red when it came out. I made a remix, an official remix for One Piece Film Red. And I worked with Toy Animation on this one for the film. And Shinji Shimizu, he's like so Toei Animation is a large company in Japan, and they have Dragon Ball, they have Sailor Moon, they have One Piece. I mean, they're just like the honestly the to me the kings of anime, as far as like production anime production houses. And Shinji Shimizu is the boss over there, and we became very close friends. And every time I come to Japan, we have dinner together, and it's just a blast. I'm just like such a big fan and friend of his. I mean, he's such a big like I'm just so honored to be his friend. And he signed this card for me. He gave me this card, and I asked him to sign it. So I like there's not many Shinji Shimizu autos on here on anything. So to get his auto, Gem 10 out of 10, it's just a special card. I'm gonna forever cherish for the rest of my life.
That's really cool. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like this is a common theme with your collection that you collect the people who you look up to and then have been able to build relationships with. I mean, that's as good as it gets.
One of my favorite basketball players of all time that I mean, we talk about the three goats is Steph Curry. He's just like to me, like I think about all basketball players out there right now. He's my favorite. It's my favorite to watch. So I have a couple of GOAT cards from
And
Steph. I think this is definitely one of
that's
them.
the one numbered to 50, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 49 to 50. And I also have, you know, his true RPA. I just got that recently. It was like my last big purchase.
It's a good card.
Yeah. So that's it. The other thing I wanted to show is, you know, I posted some cards on I have my own page on Mantle.
Mm-hmm.
And so I posted a few cards there, one of which is, I didn't really show it here because um when I went to Japan, I hung out with I was with the Pokemon company people, and I had Ishihara-san. They had a Pokemon. He autographed on the slab of my Pikachu Illustrator PSA 9. So that's being graded right now, authenticated on the slab
So it's going to
right
be a
now.
slab
So
in a slab?
it's going to be a slab in a slab because I'm not going to crack that out. There's no chance I'm going to crack that out. So it was just so cool to have an Ishihara auto on the most, to me, like the greatest, the biggest Pokemon card of all Pokemon cards, the GOAT of all Pokemon cards, which is the
Yeah,
Illustrator.
I couldn't agree more.
So I was going to show that, but actually that's on my site, so you guys can go check that out. I have my page on Mantle, Steve Aoki, and I posted some big Grail pieces there. I'm going to post more. I'm going to keep posting up on there. And yeah, I'm just so happy that we got to do this.
Love it. Yeah, everybody go check out Steve's Mantle account. Go check out mine as well. We're sharing our entire collection. Steve, your collection it blows me away every time. I love seeing it. The house is incredible too. You're the best. Thanks for doing this.
Thanks, Buster. I appreciate it, man.